they'll need somewhere to stay.
Okay.
So,
I think I
yes.
would put it under capital because it is capital that can do that, can construct the accommodation for the workers. Ashley, yes, please.
So is it okay if I say availability of adequate capital?
Amazing, beautiful, well described. Availability of adequate capital. But then the question is for what? You need to finish your statement. Availability of adequate capital. Provided by who?
To invest in the
From
industrial
sector. But then you need to tell us the source of the capital. So you'd say availability of adequate capital provided by, who provides the capital, Hilda? Hilda, who provides the capital? Hilda, who provides the capital? Who is helping? Priscilla, your hand is just up. Who provides the capital?
I think it's the government.
Sorry? Now Priscilla has muted herself. Noeline, who provides the capital?
The government.
The government and
The
also
government.
and the foreign investors. Beautiful. So whenever I mention of capital, talk about adequate is the description. The point is capital from the government and the foreign investors to do what? You have to complete the statement. Okay, to be used in the industries. How? Payment of workers, constructing industries, you know, purchasing machines. So you need to give us any. Prudence, I picked you and you didn't say anything. We are moving on. So we've talked about availability of capital, favorable government policy, extensive land. And please remember, I told you when you're describing physical factors, we use the word presence. When you're talking about human factors, we use availability. So we are moving on. Pasuti, you have something to add? If not, mute your mic. Oh, I hope you mute it for you. Noeline, mute. Sulaina, you've already said something. Who else is having their hand up? Michelle.
Teacher.
Yes, please.
Teacher. Availability of ready market for the manufactured goods, which is both for local and international.
Amazing. Availability of already, the market has to be ready. Do you know you can have a very big population that is not willing to buy? I know some of you, when you're at school, there reaches a point and you can no longer go to the canteen because you're there, but you're not providing market. So the market should be ready because you're broke. So the market should be readily available. And this market is provided by the local population in Switzerland, even the neighboring countries like France, Germany, Netherlands, Australia, you know. Good. Thank you, Prudence. Michelle. Yes, Michelle.
Availability of large expenses of land for accommodation and establishment of industries.
Please don't say large expenses. I don't know, you're using the wrong word. The word is not expenses, okay?
Yes.
Just say extensive land, vast land, okay?
Yes.
Not large expenses. Yes, that land is for the construction of industries. Thank you, Michelle. Who hasn't said a word? Please put more points in the chat room. I'll be following through. Isabella. Today I'm only talking to ladies. Where are the gentlemen? I only talk to Grace. Who led the opening prayer? Isabella, another factor.
Availability of advanced technology in form of machines used to process the finished goods in the industries.
Beautiful. Advanced. Are you hearing the words we're using? Advanced. She has said it so well. Availability of advanced what? Technology. To do what? To manufacture, to process the goods into finished products. Amazing. That's how your geography points should be. Oboim. Oboim. Oboim says something, but you're giving me more of
availability.
Oboim.
Availability
of water for cooling availability of water for cooling industrial machines.
Water from where?
From the lakes.
Which lakes? Give me the details. Availability of adequate supply of water. From lakes and rivers, like?
Yes, for cooling. Yes, from the lakes,
Which
like
lakes?
Geneva and
Okay, is Lake
yes,
Geneva, River Rhine, River Rhone, and then the water
yes,
is used for cooling the machines.
machine.
Now, oh boy,
Yes,
remember I said when we are talking about physical factors, we use the word presence, okay?
yes,
Yeah. So you're supposed to say presence of adequate supply of water from
yes,
the lakes and rivers such as blah, 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 okay? Used for cooling the
yes.
machines. Good. Now mute your mic.
Okay.
Mute your mic.
Try.
Please try.
Availability of modern technology used in the manufacturing industry, e.g., using of computer.
We mentioned that under advanced technology, okay? Machines, computers, it is all under using advanced technology. Thank you, Prudence. We are moving on. If you finished making a submission, please lower your hand, Viking. Viking.
The ability of power for running industrial machines.
Beautiful. Adequate supply of hydroelectric power. We can use coal, different power sources. They can use petroleum, and that power is used to run the machines in the industries. Amazing. You have given me all the physical, the human factors. I'm not hearing any physical. You only mentioned one, vast land. I want other physical factors. I want more physical factors. Ashley, is your hand just forgotten up? Yes, please.
Presence of favorable climate conditions during summer for sun drying industrial products.
You had a very beautiful point until you hit it. A favorable climate for what? Does climate work for industries though? Do industries survive on climate? I don't think it is, right? Okay. Climate for industrialization isn't applicable. It is very applicable for agriculture, for tourism, and something like that. But for this, we need raw materials. Yes. On my screen.
What about if I say availability of well-developed transport network like cables and electrified railways?
Amazing. Very good. To transport the finished goods to the markets, even the raw materials to the industry. So, you know, Switzerland is known for having the prominent trains that go through the mountains, they go through the caves, you know. So advanced or well-developed transport network. You're failing to give me physical factors. If you can view my screen, can someone read for me the first point? The first physical point, please.
Presence of extensive land for construction and expansion of industry.
Please, you only talk when I have called out your name. So Elvis, Atim, Joy, mute your mics. Elvis.
Gently sloping landscape for easy
Kendall,
construction.
mute your mics. And please only talk if I have mentioned your name. Thank you very much. So that we have coordination and discipline. Yes, Anne. Anne, read for me the first point you're seeing on my screen.
Presence of extensive land for construction and expansion of industries.
Beautiful. Thank you, Anne. I think we've already talked about that point. Who's reading to me the second one? Who is reading to me the second one? Riella, my dear, unmute your mic. Riela, unmute.
A gently sloping landscape for easy construction of industries and roads.
Beautiful, a gently sloping landscape. Now remember, we said 90% of Switzerland is mountainous. So where is the gentle slope? Where do we find the gentle slopes? Because we have three relief regions. We have the Swiss Jura, the Swiss Alps, and the plateau. So in the Swiss plateau is where we are finding most industries, okay? So that gentle slab landscape favors the construction of roads and industries. Who is reading to me this one? Who is reading to me? Logosa, you've already said something. Or Elvis, on someone who hasn't said anything. Elvis, unmute your mic.
Abundant supply of raw materials like minerals and agricultural products, which are processed to produce finished goods.
Do you believe that? Do you believe
Yes.
that, Elvis? Good. So the presence of abundant supply of raw materials, the raw materials are there. Okay, we talk about minerals, you can find the coal, the petroleum, the gold, the copper, everything is there. The agricultural products, we see the minerals are there. So that also is available for the industries to produce the finished goods. Thank you. I want someone else to read for me. Who is reading for me? Who is viewing my screen? Tina Duffin. Tina Duffin, unmute and talk to me.
Abundant water supply from lakes.
Abundant water supply from lakes and rivers. I think someone mentioned this point, it was Uboim. And then we mentioned some of the lakes and rivers. Can we know the rivers? The rivers of Switzerland? I'm sure you have a map already. Rivers of Switzerland and lakes. Lakes and rivers of Switzerland. Joyce. Joyce. If I mention your name, unmute. You have that mandate. Unmute yourself and say something. Joyce. Maxine. Maxine, say something. Hey, people have left the class. I'm following. Anne, Nemaro, Rabin, Sarah, I can see you. Matthew, say something. What are some of the lakes and rivers found in Switzerland? They're the ones that supply water that is used to cool the machines, mix chemicals in the machines. So which rivers and lakes am I talking about? Lydia. Lydia, unmute. Lydia, Matthew, Uboim. Hey, some people just join and they go away. You go for fishing. After you've joined my class, be sure I'll call upon you to say something. Okay, where are the hands? Where are the hands? Yes, Jenna or Lana. Is it Lana? Yes, Lana. Examples of rivers and lakes for Switzerland. Lana, when you put your hand up, be cautious.
Lake Zurich.
Lake Zurich, is it there?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're lying.
It's there.
It is there. Okay.
Yeah.
Ashley, which lake? Which river?
Lake Geneva, Lake Han.
Lake
Lake
okay.
Constance.
Lake Constance.
Lake Neuchâtel.
Lake which?
Neuchâtel.
Okay, Lake Neuchâtel, good. Okay, so we mentioned Lake Zurich, Lake Wallen, Lake, which one have you mentioned? Lake Zug, Lake Lucerne, Lake Neuchâtel, beautiful. So all those ones supply water to the industries. Thank you. We want to move on. Okay. So when I talk about natural, these are the minerals, the dyes. These ones are used basically in the chemical industries. I think we mentioned these dyes when we're describing the types of industries. They are used in the chemical industries. They dye your clothes, they dye the jeans, the jackets, those beautiful colored fabrics you buy. They usually have to first mix these chemicals, the dyes. Then the human factors. We talked about transport. We talked about the capital provided by the government and the foreign investors. We already discussed that. So I have a sample. Look at such a beautiful train station. This is a railroad going through a mountain. Do you see how amazing it is? Uganda is, have we come this far? Has Uganda come this far? We are getting there. This is where we this is where we are in school. So you have to study so hard and you reach us to that point. Okay. So we are seeing a very beautiful rail station or a railway moving through. Okay, do you see the railway station moving through? Meanwhile, this is a mountain. The tunnel is there. There is a tunnel over there, but they still were able to construct an industry. And these ones are always to deliver commodities and cargo and human beings from different places. Okay. I have roads here. Do we have a road like this in Uganda? A road that goes through a forest. I think there is Ginger Road. Through Malira. But then look at this road network. Look at this one. Meandering across the, I think you have such roads in Kapchora. Yeah, we have such roads in Kapchora. This is in a plateau area. I can see these pillars holding the roads. Okay, so this network, this enables the transportation of the raw materials and the finished goods to the market. Are we following? Then we talked about the wide market for the manufactured goods, where we have the local people of Switzerland buying that is ready to buy, they're ready to buy. Then the favorable government policy, they offer them tax holidays. A tax holiday is a period where an industry, for example, if you're starting industry, the government can say, you're going to have 10 years without paying any taxes until you are stable. So that is a beautiful policy. I think Ugandan government does it, especially to these foreign investors. So when I talk of market, that is what I mean. People are in a market buying the finished goods, even the raw materials themselves. Okay. We'll move on. Then the reliable power supply from the rivers and lakes. We have other sources of power like petroleum and coal to run the machines. We've talked about the technology. Basically, we finished everything. And when I talk of technology, this is what I mean. There is a car assembling machine. And we said Switzerland is renowned for its ability to manufacture very many cars, the Volvos, the BMWs, the Benz. It is all possible because of the machine. This is a watchmaking machine. Okay, so watchmaking is also under precision. Then we have intensive research. Someone mentioned this on the new products. Which raw materials, where are they found? In case they are exhausted, where do we go? How do we increase on the quantities of the raw materials? And no one mentioned the political stability. This is very important in any country, political stability. The environment should be stable. You cannot invest when you're expecting a war or in the middle of a war. No one can come to your country. Okay. So basically that is it about the factors for the growth of industries in Switzerland. Now I want us to also think about this question. Is this tourism sector in Switzerland really that important? Is it that important? I want to hear answers. Farida, is it really important? Unmute. And if it is, I need to know the answer. Is the tourism sector really?
Yes, teacher, it's important because it helps the Switzerland to develop.
How? How? That is where the point is.
It provides It provides revenue to the country.
It provides revenue to the country. How? How does the country gain revenue?
Through taxes.
Beautiful. So the government taxes the industries, which industries offer revenue that is used to build infrastructure. Good. Thank you, Farida. Isabella? We are answering that question.
Has led to the provision of employment opportunities. For example, the skilled labor and the non-skilled labor that work in the industries.
Beautiful. And I think we need to mention it under the factors for the growth, availability of skilled and semi-skilled labor to work in the industries. Now, as an advantage, people are employed and they earn income, which improves their standards of living. We've seen how so many people are laid off during lockdown and people are starving, people are not happy. Okay, Viking. How important is the tourism sector to Switzerland? Viking.
Meet.
Viking.
No, I've not finished.
Ngavo, talk to me. We are discussing whether the tourism sector is really important.
You have reminded me. That me.
Teacher.
Yes.
I was saying about like supply. There is constant supply of new products on market.
Beautiful. So people in Switzerland enjoy finished goods. Okay, you don't know how beautiful it is to live near an industry. You enjoy finished goods at very cheap prices. Thank you, Jeff. We are moving on, Michelle. Michelle, unmute.
Employment opportunities for the people of Switzerland.
I think that was the first Michelle. Employment, people earn income and it improves their standards of living. We mentioned that already. Thank you, Michelle. I'll grab Fiona. Fiona, unmute.
Industrial sector brings attraction to people, so more investors come.
And when they come, what happens?
They invest and also build more businesses, and the country develops.
And how does it develop?
By them building more businesses.
And when there are more businesses, what happens? Well, the government can tax these businesses and it earns income or revenue. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Mute your mic. Nansamba Priscilla. Gloria. Give me a point. Priscilla, give me a point.
It helps in development of urban centers.
Amazing. So it results into urbanization. Where an industry, we have so many industries set up. Look at how developed Ginger is, Mokono is, because of the industries. Automatically, when there is an industry, roads will develop. Then you have schools for the people who are working in the industries. Their children need to go to school. Automatically, the population will increase, and before you know it, hospital. So urbanization, that area will automatically develop. Miss Ghana. Miss Ghana.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, talk to me.
Industrial sectors in Switzerland, they are very important to Switzerland because it made the country independent of other countries. Like they can produce whatever they want. They don't wait to other countries.
Okay, the country is able to achieve self-reliance. Okay, it is independent. It depends on its own. Unlike here, Uganda, everything we are importing mostly, not so.
Yes.
Yes, so Switzerland is able to rely on its own natural or inland production. Yes, Techno, come on, rename yourself. When I talk of Techno, come on, why do you feel good? Learn how to rename yourself. Uh-huh. Pavin, mute your mic. Gloria, mute your mic. Pavin, mute. Ashley, mute your mic. Uh-huh. Farida. I want to know who is
Teacher,
talking. Farida, Winnie. Who is talking?
Farida.
Okay, Farida.
Industrial sector helps to promote international relationship among other countries.
Beautiful. How?
Through importing goods.
Beautiful. So whenever other countries like German, the neighbors, Netherlands, Austria, Italy, whenever they buy from Switzerland, France, they are able to have a beautiful relationship, international relationships. If we are to trade with Tanzania and Kenya, you see how we are peaceful. Cravens, thank you. Cravens. So industrialization promotes international
diversification of the economy.
beautiful. There is diversification of the economy where Switzerland does not have to depend on only a few economic sectors, but rather it can also rely on industries. Beautiful. Thank you, Cravens. Yes, Joyce. Yes, Joyce. Yes, Joyce.
The industrial sector has diversified the economy of Switzerland, whereby Switzerland does not only depend on tourism, but also industrialization.
Okay, but Joyce, we've just discussed that exact point. Maybe you just didn't hear us. We have discussed that exact point, that it promotes economic diversification. So on top of all that, okay, you have given me
Subject.
which subject is this?
Yes, I've just joined.
This is Geography Senior 2.
Okay.
Florence, this is Geography Senior 2. And please mute your mic. Please mute your mic. Thank you. So I want to pose another question since we still have some time. Okay, we still have some 16 minutes. I want us to discuss the effects, environmental problems that can come from an industry. We've looked at the factors, we've looked at the importance, but can industries ruin the environment? How? So I want us to look at the environmental problems that have resulted from industrialization. Environmental problems that have resulted from the existence of industries. Nice. Unmute, unmute. Logose, give me the first point. Which industrial problem, which environmental problems can come as a result of industrialization?
Pollution.
Sorry?
Air pollution.
Air pollution, how?
Some industries produce harmful
chemicals.
Yeah, they produce harmful chemicals into the air, which causes air pollution.
Beautiful. So when you talk of pollution, I don't want you to say pollution, air pollution, sound pollution, noise pollution. Please, when you say pollution, it is all one point. Either it is water, you either talk about air, whichever, but it is one point. So if you've been raising up your hand, waiting to tell me water, then another one tells me noisy, then sound, it is all pollution. You can explain it in different ways. So industries, when they are dumping, even when they are running the machines, harmful gases are given off, and those harmful gases go into the atmosphere. They dismantle or they ruin the ozone layer, and then before we know it, that is when we have the temperatures increasing. Prudence.
Pollution through disposal of industrial wastes in water bodies like Lake Geneva.
Okay, so some industries have poor waste management, so they dispose their waste products in our lakes. And I think Lake Victoria has also been a victim of that here in Uganda. Not so? Yes. So we can have that coming through. Thank you, Prudence. Then mute your mic. Today I've only talked to the few people. There's a Priscilla somewhere. I want to hear from Lena. Lena, you don't come to sit and you have to say something. Lena, culture, about culture. I think it's culture Webster. Prepare to say something. Lena, we are looking at the environmental problems that can come as a result of industries.
Yeah, smoke from industries. Smoke from industries destroy the ozone layer, hence causing global warming.
Okay, but that was the first point, air pollution. So pay attention so that we don't repeat the points. Chacho Alice, I'm waiting for your answer. Maria Whitney, today you've been very idle. You're not telling us anything. You're quiet. Viking, you already unmute. Say something.
Soil degradation.
Soil degradation, how?
When we look at the disposal of the waste, some waste can be disposed in the soil, causing degradation.
Okay, we can degrade because infertility, lower the productivity of the soil by dumping some wastes. So it is all pollution, and so yes, there is soil pollution, water pollution, air pollution. It is all pollution. Okay, Lena, finally, good to see you. Lena, say something.
Destruction of plant and animal established industry.
Destruction of
Plant and animal life established industry.
beautiful. When they clear a forest, when they clear a swamp to construct industries, you're killing the animal habitats. Places where animals could stay are destroyed. Okay, because of the land or deforestation and swamp drainage to construct the industries. Then I lower your hand now. Florence, are you picking? Have you caught up?
Yes, I'm picking
Oh,
up the call.
okay, thank you. That is good. I'm glad. We move on. A team and Grace. I want the both of you to
Excuse me,
talk.
teacher.
Yes, please.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes, please.
What is the meaning of diversification?
Diversification. Okay, the word is diver. To diversify is to have a variety of things. Okay, to have a variety. You have so many choices to pick from. Okay. So when we say industrialization diversifies the economy, I said the government or people of Switzerland don't have to depend on just the few economic activities. You can depend on farming and maybe the crops die. You can wait for tourists and they don't come. So you can also get money from other sectors like the industries. Have you understood, friends? That is what we mean by diversification. Okay. We can get money from so many other sectors, which industrialization is also one of those sectors. When you have diverse subjects, you have history, you have so many, you can pick whichever you want to study. Okay. I was hearing from a team. I wanted to hear from a team and the partner. A team. There was a team somewhere. Where are you? A team and Grace. Unmute and talk to me. We are looking at the environmental problems resulting from industrialization. When there is an industry in an area, what is likely to happen? A team and Grace, I'm waiting for you to unmute and say something. A team
Excuse me,
and
teacher.
Grace. Yes, please.
Can I point out, can I state out my point?
Yes.
Due to water pollution and animals, like the chemicals poured in the water, which is the water bodies where animals get water from, leading to death of animals.
Amazing. So the water pollution can lead to the killing of aquatic animals. When oils, or maybe when oil spills on the water, we have denial of oxygen supply to some of those animals in the water, so it can lead to the death of aquatic animals. Thank you. Tim and Grace, you have refused to say something. It has started raining. God is watching you.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes.
Due to air pollution, due to air pollution, how can I say it? I'm trying to frame the answer.
We are waiting.
Okay, in a simple way, before it leads to global warming due to air pollution.
It leads to global warming. Grace, that was the first point. Not so. Global warming because of air pollution. A team, finally, they are here. A team. A team. Hey, nothing. Okay. No one has mentioned this. Yes.
Industrial farms have led to formation of acidic rains near towns, which does not support crop growing.
Beautiful acidic rains because of the too much release of carbon dioxide, not so? And that results into water that is dangerous to the crops. Beautiful. Thank you. So you can talk of loss of vegetation when they clear the vegetation to construct industries. We can lead to a shortage of land because most of the land has been taken over for industrialization. You can talk about shortage of fresh drinking water because of the pollution. Yes, please. Yes, Gloria.
Can displacement of people lead to can that industry okay.
It can, but remember, Gloria, our question is environmental problems, okay?
Yes. Can it lead to destruction of displacement of
Angela, Winnie, mute your mic. So I'm saying environmental problems. If I had said just problems resulting from industries, I would also welcome all those others. Okay?
Thanks.
Yes. But if I'm to say only environmental, where they affect the environment, and someone's going to say environment is man and his surrounding, you're right. So displacement, now those ones you mentioned at the end, displacement of people, shortage of land. You can talk about things like migration due to people have lost their land. You talk about exhaustion of raw materials. There's over utilization of resources, over exploitation. Utilization is good. All those for whose hands are up having something to say. We have 5 minutes to go. I want to wrap it up. We have 5 minutes to go. I think in those 5 minutes, I want us to look at this map, okay? And this map shows the major industrial centers and the industries in Switzerland, okay? So this is why we have the watchmaking. Watchmaking, we said, is in this region near Lake Nachtel. We have watchmaking at Geneva. So the dots you're seeing are the cities, the industrial centers. Those red dots are the industrial centers. We have the engineering industries, textiles in Zurich, St. Gallen, Witwa, Zug. All these are major towns. These are all industrial centers. We have watchmaking at Lugano. So look at that map and you're able to draw it. Those who are wondering where the neighbors of Switzerland, they are there. We have Italy, Austria, Germany. We have France. Okay. Then we have basically those are the neighbors. So they're the ones that Switzerland trades with. So the textiles, the engineering, they feed Germany, they feed Austria, they can feed Italy, they can feed France. So look at that map and be able to draw it in your books. I think I now welcome any questions. Anyone with a question? Anyone with a question?
I was just asking to the effects of industrialization on migration. Can you just contact where say it has led to rural urban migration, which has reduced food production in villages, leading to food insecurity?
When you talk of rural urban migration, talk about maybe people moving from villages to come and occupy areas where industries are. And when you talk about effects, especially on a negative note, when people move from wherever they are to the urban centers, you can talk about is the spread of diseases, congestion, all the problems that are as a result of rural urban migration, because most industries are set up in urban centers. Right. I want us to conclude. This is our last lesson physically. Next week we are doing exams. I hope you're ready. We shall meet again in our lessons for the exam. I'll be there to guide you through the exam. Jeff, you have a question? Yes, Jeff, I'm waiting.
Teacher,
Yes.
I was just saying. How about exhaustion of minerals?
Beautiful. We've mentioned this, I think. Extraction of minerals because of over exploitation.
Exploitation.
Yes. Who mentioned it, my dear?
But teacher.
Yes.
I'm also I'm called Annette. I just used my brother's whatever.
Okay, yes, Annette. I've also learned your name.
Thank you.
Okay. Viking.
Okay, thank you, teacher.
You now mute your mic. Viking.
Teacher, what?